there's one text is talking about the four school, maybe short one and big one. You look to the big one. It all talk about the mentality of the four schools, the behavior of the four schools, the way they meditate about the four schools, the way how they drink the alcohol about the four schools. He talk about everything, good thing, and at the end, one criticize.
Thank you.
Like for example, like Nyingmapa says they are like a yogi tradition, but they fall down in a group of what to say, uh, a yogi who just roam in the city, because they are something like that. And then uh, Kaju said you can drink alcohol during this ceremony and all things. But problem is that after the ceremony you are drunk. So like that. Okay, so maybe we start, no?
Yes.
Okay. So, when we practice Boddhicitta according to Asanga tradition, because generally in Asanga tradition they practice loving kindness first, compassion, joy, and equanimity. Practice they do like that. But His Holiness Dzogchen Rinpoche always asks us that whether you practice Asanga tradition or Nagarjuna tradition, it is always important that you practice equanimity first. Because if you practice equanimity, that you feel, you practice that every being is equal, every being deserves the same love. If you have this one, then your loving kindness cannot be a partial, cannot become a partiality. Partial?
Mm-hmm.
Cannot be a partial. Your compassion will not be a partial. Therefore, it can be unconditional. Therefore, your joy will be unconditional. This is why Khenpo Tseten always said, if you want to practice bodhicitta, then you start with equanimity, that you give the same value to all the sentient beings. So that is why, according to Asanga tradition, if you want to do the meditation on these four immeasurable, then it says first you practice equanimity. So therefore now we are going to talk about equanimity. When we practice equanimity in this understanding, there are four ways of understanding the equanimity, that every being is equal. This one. So when you meditate, first sit down, again same method. Take your time, relax, maybe like breathe 7 times or 21 times, and then you relax. And let everything element, your anger, your jealousy, your hatred, whatever it is, let it relax. Okay, you take time, and once it is relaxed, then you try to develop whatever the good feeling it is. So here, how to develop the good feeling is that you just sit like that, and then tell to yourself. It's most like analytic meditation. Tell to yourself. The question is, do I need happiness? Do I want happiness? Yes. Do I want that every people treat me very well? Of course I do. Do I want that everyone treat me in the best way, and also in a process, in a cost? Of course, this is what I want. If I want this one, then does any other being think the same way? Of course, there is no one being that think that I don't want happiness and joy. I don't want the respect. Nobody thinks. Everybody think that other person treat me with respect and with joy and give me happiness. This everybody thinks that way. In this understanding, me and the beings, this thinking, based on this thinking understanding, we are equal. Therefore, how can I harm her, him, her? How can I do that one? Because I understand all of your position, because you all want the same which I am desiring. Therefore, in this understanding, we are same. So for this reason, I want to pray and wish that every being receive the happiness as same I desire. Equanimity. Again, I will think like I don't want suffering, and I don't want the cause of the suffering at all. No being, they expect or they desire to have the suffering and the cause of the suffering. In this sense, we all, the entire beings, are same. So therefore, I wish and I pray that any of the beings does not suffer and does not stay in the cause of the suffering. If you can, that time, one equanimity, after then if you can, then you can recite this four immeasurable prayers. Do you know in English? You recite the same thing. Do you recite it?
May all beings free of suffering and the cause of suffering?
Yes.
Okay.
May all be free of the free from the suffering and the cause of the suffering. May all be happiness in the cause of the happiness, and then may all be joy in the cause of the joy. I don't know.
Happiness that goes beyond it.
Yeah, this whole line, everything, then you recite as a mantra. It helps you so much psychologically. You meditate for understanding. You bring all the being into understanding level. So therefore, you are all equal. Once you visualize this one, then you recite this four line. Again you stop. This is the first way of looking to the economy. And in the second, now it is more classic thing. It's more about Tibetan Buddhism mentality. Because according to the Tibetan Buddhist understanding, we said we have been reborn in this samsara billions of times. That is the logic. If we have born billions of times, if you want to count how many dead body of you is there, it says it can be even bigger than the Mount Everest. If you want to count how much milk you have in drink from your mother, it says the milk, if you count it, it can be even bigger. Bigger, we say?
More.
It can be even more vast, profound than the ocean. So that means you have born billions of times in the samsara. This is very much typical Buddhism kind of understanding. Now logic comes. If you have born that time, every time when you are born, you have a parent. That's for sure. Every parent does something. They give you love something. They have sacrificed for you. This is what usually the parent does. Now, if you don't feel good with parent, then you can say every time you can think with a dog, cat, friend. Every time you're born, you have a good friend. Therefore, you have billions of friends. counting with your lifetime. You know? So in this logic, when you look like that, every being is once become your parent, or become your best friend, or become your pet once time that you love so much. So if these beings are once I loved so much, how can I harm them? How can I discriminate that she received but he don't? I want to give love to her but not to him. To her, not to him. Not to him. To her, not to him. You know, it's a discriminating. How can I say? How can a mother say, I love my son but not my daughter? It's difficult for a mother to, if you have to, if given a very much ultimate decision to make. How much difficult that mother will have to go to choose between two. You know? This kind of discrimination, a mother cannot do it. You cannot do it. So, from this perspective, if you look, the entire being has been once my mother. But once, while they were my mother, they have done so much, given so much love to me. I'm sure, like my present mother, or my father, or my brother, or my sister, or my friend. You know, like that. So for this reason, I wish, I pray, and I dedicate all my merit to all the beings. And then again you recite this four lines. May all the beings be free from the suffering and the cause of the suffering. Like that. And then you relax again a little bit. Second. Now third is more spiritual way to look. Is that you are trying to be a good practitioner. Good practitioner always follow a good master. So therefore, the entire idea is that you want to be a good practitioner, that you want to tell to your teacher, I am a very good practitioner. How can I please you? That's the idea. You know. So now, offering money to the teacher, I don't think he will be very much happy. Maybe it will help him a little bit, but it is not something ultimate pleasing thing. Any material you can offer is not something that he really wants. So therefore, what does a spiritual master or like Buddha want from you? It's not because there's nothing he needs from you. There's only thing if you want to make him happy is that you make somebody who is dear to him. That is the beings. If I want to make happy to Buddha and Bodhisattva, if I want to follow their path and make them, proud, you know, like a good son, try to make the father or mother proud, you know. Then what they need to do is what the important in the parent's life. If you wish fulfill that one, you call it proud. You know, it's the same idea. Then you apply. You say to yourself, if I want to help to be proud, to make them proud, then I need to give respect to the entire being, give love to the entire beings. That is the only solution that way. So for this reason, from now onwards, I wish, I pray, and I dedicate all my merits, whatever it is, for them. And then again you repeat, may all the beings be free from the suffering, and just like that. And then you relax, you feel something here. Because you have to mean it what you said. Okay? And then this third process of looking same. And then in the fourth process, then again you look to yourself and ask question to yourself. How much happy you want to be? You want to become a very, very happy or not? That's the question. If you want to be very, very good happy, then if you want to be very, very happy here or here, then what you have to do? You have to make all these people happy. If these people is not happy, you cannot be happy here. You will be in the school, you know.
Bully.
you will be bullied. You know, she thinks she is very much unique. Then other people will not like to talk with you, and gradually you will be bullied, and you feel like you are a victim. You don't know it was you who have done this one. You know, and then you cannot be happy if the other one or the other people around you is not satisfying, especially the people you know. So therefore, my happiness is depend on completely the happiness of others. If I want to be happy, the other should be happy. This is only logic. It works. So therefore, for this reason, I think and I believe that the entire being deserves the happiness on my benefit. It is little bit selfish kind of practice, but it is psychological. It works sometimes. Sometimes, because sometimes we think, because some of my young students who are just graduating, they say, one said, but why should I help other? And I said, it's good, no? And he said, no, because they work there themselves. They can earn their money. They have two hands, two legs. They can work, no? He said, it makes very logical when he make the argument. And I said, but if the other people feel something insecure or everything whatever because of you, then you will have you will be in a difficult position. So if you want happiness, do something for others. That's why I don't know. I took a photo from you, the donkey, 2 donkeys. And I have 2 donkeys was tied each other. Donkey. You know donkey, yeah? So the donkey was tied each other like that. And then there's one grass here, one grass there. And they want to eat the grass. And one donkey see there, another donkey see there. And then they couldn't eat because it was tied there. And then finally they are so tired. And finally they realize some kind of light comes in. Then what they do is, so one donkey invite the other donkey, come and eat with me here first. And they eat together here. And then this donkey invite the other, then they eat there. Once you start to know how to share, then it's there. Like a story of a god want to know, the son of the god want to know how is hell, and then and how is heaven. So the god showed the man, to see the hell, and open the door, and there was a 6 or 10 or 20 people man surrounded. Inside, in the between, there was a big pot, and inside there was a soup. And then there were a big kind of spoon, too long. And then they can touch the spoon, but they cannot go inside because it's all by iron like that. But they can put their hand. So this God said this is a hell, because they try to eat like that, but they cannot feed it. So difficult it is, and they are so like that, skinny and like that. And then the son of the God said, this is the hell, so pity. And he said, I want to see heaven. And then they went to next door. They opened the door. It's the same place, the same people like. They are a little bit fat, fair, and then happy. And there were soup, and they are so much enjoying. And then suddenly the man said after, but this looks like a hell. And but it's very different. What is the idea here? He said, the idea is just in their head, the God said, because there was, because of their greedy attachment and desire, they pick up and they start to, and then they could not feed themselves because it's too long and they cannot come to the mouth. But in the other place it's the same, but they have an idea. One put like that and give to other. The other one pick like that and give to him. So this is how they enjoy the hell, and they make the hell into heaven, because this is heaven. It's very simple. If you want to make heaven, then do something, then you get something. This is how it turns logic. So this is the, and then after that one, then you think to yourself, may, and I wish, and I want, and I dedicate all my merits and whatever to the beings for my own benefit also. So therefore, again, you read this four lines. So this is how one practice, what to say, the economity practice. And after that one, usually in the what to say, in the Asanga tradition, then we don't start that way. Then from the Asanga tradition, then there are 7 processes of meditation in the Asanga tradition. Equanimity is the basic. Once you have practiced equanimity, then you start to practice the 7th step of meditation. So the first step is that, in Tibetan we call it Marshaba. That means recalling one's mother. That means thinking about one's mother. That means in that time you visualize. Traditionally it's always mother, but it depends. Western people have so much crazy mind, so therefore you can visualize whoever you like. So first thing is that when you in step 1, when you start practice, you try to visualize somebody who you really like, who you really loved. It says first step. In the second step it says, then in Tibetan we call it Jinjamba, being mindful of their kindness. Now you are reflecting on their kindness. So for example, for me, the mother is the best. So I visualize, I think my mother, and then I just try to recall whatever she did to me. 9 months she carried in her stomach. It's not so much easy, yeah? When I was a stomach problem, my stomach went like this, and for 1 week it was very, very heavy, And then I can understand for a woman to carry a baby for 9 months. It's not easy. And then after that one, when the child is born, traditionally it's very, very, very complicated. I was in Bhutan, in the village where there's no light. I suddenly reached there. I was like 14 years old. And then my cousin's sister was pregnant. She was delivering. There was no one in the house. My uncle, her father, he's blind. I was there, and she was delivering, and nobody, only we 3. So finally it fell on me, what should I do? The baby is coming. But I don't know, my instinct says something, and I asked to my uncle, you carry the lamp. It's evening, dark. And he's just holding, he's blind, but he's still holding. And then I was just, the baby is coming. Luckily, the head comes first. And she does not know, she was also like 17 years old, it was long time ago. And the baby was coming, and then I take out the baby somehow, I manage. It's not easy, it's so difficult to take out the baby. And then suddenly it comes out. But it's not only this one. Then there's some kind of tissues are coming out.
Yeah.
Then you need to take out the tissue. Like that. It's complicated. Now it's in the village. Now I have to cut this one. And she said, you have to cut it. We have no scissor, nothing, I have a big knife, what to say, sword, Something said to me, but it was not easy. She suffered so much pain. Like that. Luckily the heat comes. If leg comes, it's complicated. Like that. Many women die in those times. So much difficulties when you look this one. From the Tibetan Buddhist perspective, we look why mothers are very important, because of these difficulties they went through. But only not that one. Once they are born, then the mother will be the first, like put it on the with this smelly, you know, that the child when they're born is the most bad smelly. We say in Bhutan we say when a woman die, when a person die, it smells in one house. And when the child is born, we say it smells all the region. So smelly. Even though it's like that, mother don't care. You know, little bit rub by some kind of clothes, and then hold it here and start to give milk or then like that. Doesn't care. This is a one need to think of, you know. And then the mother so much worried about the child. How is it going? Or did they eat enough or not? This is what the mother used to do. Father is just a provider, you know. Bring the money and this one, then doesn't care much about. Father think that I have done so much, you know. But mother is so in the detail, you know. It's not easy. Not easy. It's not easy because all my younger brother, I take care of. I carry on my back. Of course, my mother did also, but most of the time, my mother considered me as a girl. I'm very happy when she said, I don't know what, I was so stupid, you know, my mother was so intelligent, and said, my son is like a girl, and she does this, you know, I'm more happy, you know, but it's not easy. Anyway, but if from the Western perspective, if I talk, you know, Rinpoche said, if the father and mother want the child, they can throw them in the dustbin anytime. You are just like a side effect, he said. You get it? You know, if they said we don't want a child, if they decide, you are in the condom. I'm sorry to use this word. And then you are thrown in the dustbin. It's just like a side effect. But they want to keep it. That is what they want to give life. They already decided they want to keep it. This is already a big, that your existence is based on their decision. If they don't, you are like a side effect. Just in the dustbin. Just imagining from this point of view, wow, my parent kept me like that. So there are many ways of looking. You know? It's very interesting when you look. This is what the recording, the kindness of mother. For me, when I think about my mother, sometimes I really cry. You know? Yeah, I see. He gave me a very from her heart. It's a very good best name. From when I hear it was very stupid name. He called me Lengkom. Lengkom is stupid. Hey, my stupid, come here, you know. But when mother says, you know, stupid, you feel so loved. You feel like you are the most special, even though he said stupid. This is what mother is all about. So like that, when you recall the mother's kindness, it really. But if you have difficulties, you can think about the father's kindness. Of course, the father has his own way of doing, but not that much as the mother, because mother you can have a fact of 9 months and all like that. Of course, there is mother is more. That's why others given a mother example in the text. But something like that. So this is the second you need to think. Second position. In the third, we call it Jinzoa. Jinzoa is repaying their kindness. That means now you think like your mother is very old, weak, not capable, everything is finished, there's no charm, there's no voice, very weak. In her mind thinking that I have a son, I have a daughter who lives in Amsterdam, you know, and I need some help, thinking like that. But you are not there. You are not there to give hand because things does not allow for you to, because you are working here. You have a job. So this when this feel have things then what to say, empathy or compassion, then suddenly it start to arise actually. So therefore you need to think the situation of the mother in the third process. Okay, like that. So third process, and then in the fourth process we call it loving kindness, and fifth process we call it compassion. Now loving kindness and compassion you can practice like this giving and taking which we talk, or simply you can practice like loving kindness and compassion is just like you like it and you feel it, you know. I'll give you an example. For example, when the because in the text also it says like a hen take care of their eggs, you know. So I'll give you an example. For example, when there's a bird, when the mother bird lays the egg, 5 eggs, and then mother birds stay there, egg is there, and waiting for the eggs to hatch. Wait. They don't wait 1 day, 2 days, and they wait for several days. And then when the father bird comes, the mother bird will ask, you stay here, I'll go for the shopping. And then mother goes shopping, and then when they come back with something second, and they again she stay there. So this is love, giving the warmth, opening the heart. Just give something. What to say? Sutya. Kind of like a support, kind of like a yeah. You give the warmth. Okay, this is called love. Like that, you just feel it. This kind of things. And then compassion. The compassion is like suppose in these 5 eggs, when the father and mother birds went to shopping, sometimes there happen to be like a cuckoos. They come and they lay the egg, you know, little bit bigger than the normal egg. And then before there was 5 eggs, now there's 6 eggs. And then he just laid the egg and she goes away. And then the mother bird, when they come back, she counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is happening? When I went, there was 5. When I come back, there's 6. There's a doubt in the mothers. But still, does it bother her? No. She said, it doesn't matter. She said there. She said there. She did not say, this is my egg or other's egg. This is love. She does not even discriminate. Just give. This is what we are talking about the love here. And then one day when she go to shopping again, what happened is, it always says that the cuckoo's egg hatched 1 day before the other eggs. So when the cuckoo's egg, when it was hatched before, it was big. And then the space, she doesn't do that just like that. Usually it says it throws away other eggs. And then the chicken, the baby bird of the other, they die while falling down. And then only there is one existing is the cuckoo's egg. And then like that, she's waiting with the mother, you know. And mother bird, when she come back, she sees only a cuckoo sitting there with big mouth opening like that. And does the bird complain? Not at all. She knows all her eggs fall down, the other birds are all die. But from her point of view, this is the egg she brought up. From her point of view, if this cuckoo is not fed, it will die. This one. So big mouth bigger than the cookies herself, And then she start to give the food. She know she killed this baby, killed other, but doesn't care. This is compassion, just like that. So therefore, loving kindness and compassion is compared that way in the text. So when you practice loving kindness, it's just like you give the warmth, you give the support to the mother, you send your love, and then compassion is you don't discriminate anything. So like that, and the fifth and sixth, fourth and fifth, it says you practice loving kindness and compassion. And in the sixth, it says resolute intention. In that time, then it is more like you are volunteering, and you say to yourself, you are making commitment that time, and then you said from today onwards, I must help my mother being. You make a commitment, and also you can say to yourself, I wish that one day I become a very much powerful person that I can help my mother being. Second way of thinking. And third way, you know you are not capable of doing now. So therefore, I pray to Buddha, Dharma and Sangha that they give me some energy or they protect my parent, because I am not capable of doing that for the moment. So therefore, you can make a three way of saying I wish, I pray, and I want. And then after that one, we call it the enlightened, we call it Boddhicitta. So that time it is more about I wish all the mother beings be free and free from the suffering and the cause of the suffering. Again, you can recite this 4 lines to be enlightened. It's like that. So this is usually how the Asanga tradition practice. Is it okay? Okay. So now, this we will try to do practice a little later. I hope we have time. We have a lot of time. Okay. And then, now if you want to practice from Vajrayana perspective, okay, Vajrayana perspective is similar to Nagarjuna perspective. You start always with the emptiness. If you look to the Vajrayana text, we see how we say. It means when from the Vajrayana perspective, when we look to the beings, we does not look being a very suffering weak. This is not how the Vajrayana look. Vajrayana directly look like they are in a samsara with one single mistake. Every being in samsara is because they are there because of one mistake. That mistake is with their ignorance, they believe something and that happened. That is the one single mistake. So therefore, every sentence being in the samsara, from Vajrayana point of view, is a victim of their own one single mistake. So they perceive that way. When you perceive that way, then your judgment, we can say judgment, or your decision, or your love and kindness goes to every being, because every being is subject of this one single mistake decision that they made. Okay. From Vajrayana, Mahayana perspective, we have to look, this person is suffering, and we have to look how he suffered, and all like that. It's more classic thing, it's more emotional thing. From Vajrayana point of view, there's no space, there's no place for the emotion. It's just like everybody deserves because you make a mistake. So therefore, I am going to change your mistake. It's a little bit hard, this one, but it is very much quick. Okay. So how does one practice about this one is that usually in the Vajrayana, when you practice, then you close the eyes. Okay. You close the eyes for a few minutes. And then while you are in the closing the eyes, then you dissolve the entire universe. Like Earth is no longer there. The space is no longer there. No, star is no longer there. There's no sun, no moon, no galaxy, nothing. There's just space and you. But you are no longer there physically. You are only your consciousness is there. For the first few minutes, one same goes with the first stage silence, and then meditate that way. Okay, and then this is first step. And then after that, when you meditate within this silence, there is kind of like a awareness, kind of like energy you can feel in the heart center. Energy. And then, what to say? Within this energy, kind of like a syllables pops up, or om pops up. When om or pops up, it means emptiness. So that time you stay in very deep emptiness. In that time, if you want, you can when everything dissolves, you can dissolve like there is no form, there's no sound. This the object of 5 senses. You can dissolve it. Okay. This is how one does. And then finally you stay in one single syllable in the heart center. Stay there for a long time, concentrating in the heart center. And then from that point of view, there's nothing. And suddenly, when you go to the second process, then from there, then when you open the eyes, then you see the entire universe of the samsara. That all the beings are in the samsara. And you just look like, you tell to yourself, these beings are suffering for no reason. Because of their ignorance, they believe there is a samsara. Because they believe there is samsara, they are stumbling in the samsara. And then they believe they are suffering. They believe they are cutting. In reality, it's not. You see this one. And then when you see this one, you tell to yourself, how can I avoid my compassion? That I cannot stay that way. I need to do something. That time you can visualize in the center. Because is a signification of the compassion. Om is the signification of the emptiness. And then after that one, you tell to yourself, now I want to do something. Then you manifest yourself, whatever form you want. If you want a light, you can manifest yourself as a light. If you want to see yourself like a Buddha, you can manifest like a Buddha. But before manifesting, you focalize on the heart center, the syllable Hum. Hum is the energy that is trying to do something. Okay? So therefore, Om, Hum, goes on. Some traditionally we don't practice like Om, Hum like this, but mentally we can go this way. You can recite this 3 mantra, Om, Hum. So sometimes when we put this Om, Hum, then you can focalize Om here, here, Hum here, like that. This is a Dharmakaya, something like that. When it comes to Om, Hum, Dharmakaya, Samokaya, and Nimanakaya. From here it manifested. Sometimes Om here, here, Hum here. It depends on the tantras. Okay. So then from there they try to see the things, how they want to help. They want to help in a very peaceful way or rightful way. It depends. Okay. So usually we practice that way. Otherwise we have another way of practicing. Is called the 3 samadhi. The 3 samadhi is very similar. Maybe later we will try to do the 3 samadhi practice. Okay. Well, I think I stop here. Little bit pause and then we do meditation.
Brakriksumana Chakuna, Kudaya Shira Kwanam Nepasha, Chanda Jocham Konam, Yemetukete Hiroshi, Jehovah into Yantadama, Dame Chiki, Sadana Kian Tenderson, Education Kikoban, Doshu, Beshamaya, Sridam Sriyam Guruhum, Haha, Haha, Om Bhagavan, Sarvatata Katavecha Tame Mutsapechi Bhavama, Samaya Sato,
So, now maybe first we will start from the Vajrayana way of understanding the, what do you say, suffering, the Boddhicitta practice. Okay. So therefore, please stay in silence for a few seconds. So while you are in silence, you don't do any meditation. You does not need to do any concentration. Only thing is you just relax your body, speech and mind. Like a dust, slowly it falls down on the ground, like that. Gives the freedom to the five senses. So therefore, whatever the five senses desire, let it happen. Don't block it. Now I want you to breathe slowly, deeply under to your solar plexus, and then you breathe out like 7 times. Don't meditate, don't concentrate, but just breathe in like that for 7 times. Okay. When you breathe out, you empty all the stomach, so therefore you feel emptiness. I want you to activate your eye sense, so that time you can look whatever you see in front of you, but don't judge anything. You can see colors, forms, things, but you just look to it. Do not judge anything. Look to the things in a very normal way, not so much concentrate. But do not judge it. Therefore, these four things which I talked this morning, no judging, you accept the appearances, stay aware of how it is, and then stay in the present. Now at the same time, you activate your sense of hearing. At the same time, when you are seeing things, so you don't judge any sound, good sound, bad sound, don't judge it. Accept any sound, whatever you hear, but don't bother about it. Again, be aware of the sound. And then stay in the presence, in the moment of the sound and form. Don't concentrate so much, but just respect the four elements. Therefore, you can see the form, but you don't judge it. You can hear the sound, you don't judge it. Whatever you judge, you are judging quality or quantity. So therefore, don't judge it. You are just seeing, you are just hearing. And now you focalize, activate your sense of feeling of the body, bodily feeling. So therefore, all the movement happen around your body when it touches the cushions, the warmth, your body when it touches with the wind, the cold wind or warm wind. Feel those things, those all. Do not judge it is cold wind or warm wind. Just accept. Be aware of the sound, of the touch, and stay in the moment. So like that, stay in the active, both what you see, what you hear, and what you feel by bodily. And now I want you to close your eyes. When you close your eyes, just visualize like everything is empty. There is no like you are in space. There is no earth, planet, stars, sun, moon, orbit. There's nothing, it's just you in the space. But you, not like yourself in a form, just your consciousness. So therefore, feel a very much warmth in your heart center. Like there's a syllable A or Om. So therefore, try to visualize in a sphere, just in the circling in your heart center. Visualize kind of like syllable, let's say A or Om, which literally means emptiness. So therefore, focus on that syllable. You need to still respect this four element: non-judgment, openness, mindfulness, and then staying in the moment. So therefore, the form does not distract you, the sound does not distract you, and the feeling does not distract you. So therefore, you just focus on the syllable A or Om. And then, after from the syllable A or Om, just visualize kind of like syllable A is manifesting. Now focus on syllable A. And the syllable A is a symbolic of compassion. But since here is a Vajrayana way, you just look all the beings, not like a man, woman or animal like that, just as a form in general. And in your understanding, they are all there just for their, simply there because of their ignorance. And tell to yourself, all the beings are in the samsara because of their ignorance. They believe that there is called samsara. And tell to yourself again, they does not deserve to scrambling on the samsara, but they believe that way. Unnecessarily they suffer. And then you tell to yourself, I want to help this being. So therefore, you look to yourself like you are like a Chenrezig or Buddha, whatever, like that. Like you are light. this reason, you tell to yourself, I want to make a commitment to take the vow of Boddhicitta to help all the entire being. In some tradition, they also recite the mantra in that moment, like to give you more energy. So therefore, if we recite the mantra, maybe we can recite mantra too. Okay. So that time you concentrate only on 3 mantras, on the forehead, on the throat, and on your heart center. Om Ahu, which signify the emptiness, compassion, and your effort. So if you recite mantra together, Om Ai Hum, 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 Om Ai Hum. And then you try to feel a kind of like a joy in your heart center, okay, like a satisfying thing. Okay, you can stop. Okay, this kind of practice needs a lot of practice to feel it. It's not easy because it's more um, Vajrayana way is very deep, but of course this will really help you if you have lot of thought. I don't know if it will help you to generate a lot of compassion and love. I don't know. It will take time. But if you have difficulties with the depression, because when people go to depression, I never give a practice shamatha, because people who has a depression, if you give the shamatha practice, this will make this person even more depression. I know it. I've tested with many people who has a depression. Whenever I give the shamatha breathing, and they go even more depression. So therefore, people who has especially you're down and all like that, you can practice this one, breathe, awareness, and then you focus on the syllables, because when you focus on the syllables, it gives you kind of like energy, and finally you yourself visualize like a deity is a powerful this one, then you overcome the depression. I know it. I have done this. I've been there, because I got one time the depression when I was heart problem from the poison, and then there was some kind of diagnosis, something happened, and it was automatically you cannot control it. It comes like a depression, very sad, especially in the evening. When the sun goes down, then you feel suddenly sad. It's not easy. And I try to practice shamatha. The more you can, the more you feel depressed. Because you are thinking nothing. When you think nothing, then you think about this one. And then what I did is I tried to practice this mantra things. I chant, and it's giving me so much energy. So therefore I've been there through my own experience, I'm telling you. And then, of course, if you practice more and more, the way you generate your compassion change. Because at the end, you can give compassion to anybody, but you don't discriminate who deserve it or not. Therefore, for you, every being is just like a form. There is no like this is girl, this is a boy, this is animal. There's nothing like that. It's just a form. Everybody deserves the same thing. The reason is same. So the more you practice, the more understanding comes. The less you practice, then it is difficult. It will help you to calm down a little bit, but it will not serve the purpose. So to serve the purpose, you need to do more and more and more and more. Especially this kind of practice, it is if you do in the mountain top, where it does not, where you have no mountain here, it's better in the mountain top. You can see you in the space, but you have no mountain. Unfortunately, you can come here, and look to this. There's sea level up there. You can do it. Okay. So this is in general Vajrayana way of practicing. Okay. And then with this one you can recite the mantra. The four syllables in the text of the Boddhicitta. You can recite this four syllable, and then while reciting four syllable, then you change it like that. You visualize yourself as a deity, and then you look to other people. They are deity, but they do not realize. That's the point. They are deity. They are divinities. They are Buddha themselves, but they do not realize. That's the only mistake they are doing. Otherwise, everything is correct. But one mistake creates the entire, what to say, blah blah blah. Just because of one single mistake. And then, for you, you does not need to correct everything. It's nothing to do. You just need to correct the mistake which is done. The rest, leave it for him or her. He or she will deal with it. In the Bodhisattva, it is like you go there, you cook for them, you wash their clothes. This Bodhisattva does. Vajrayana does not do that. Vajrayana say, okay, you need to buy a washing machine, and you need to buy a kitchen and all like that. How to cook, I will teach you. And after that, they know how to do it. Bodhisattva is like okay, I will cook for you, I will wash your clothes if you are happy. This is Vajrayana, Mahayana. Okay. So it's a different approach. But Mahayana is more touching, like you go to voluntarily go to some poor people's house to help. It's more touching, But Vajrayana is like that. Okay, so this is how we practice Vajrayana, like that. Now we practice little bit like a like a Nagarjuna in a ultimate sense, emptiness. Okay, you are okay? Okay, we stay here. Again, same way. So first step is relax all of your energy of the body. Just everything, relax it. So therefore you don't force yourself to meditate. Therefore, if you can, release the stress in your brain, release the stress in your head, release the stress on your neck and shoulder, release the stress on your chest and on the stomach, on your leg. Just all let your stress sit on the cushion. Again, breathe 7 times, deeply and profound, slowly. look to the object, whatever you are seeing, whatever you are hearing, and whatever your body feel the touch. But don't get distracted. Don't force yourself to meditate, to concentrate too much. Just relax, but look in these three objects. Look, hear, and feel it. And then ask question to yourself. What am I seeing? And there's no answer. Because you are not seeing any color. You are not seeing any size, round, triangle. You are just seeing a form, that's it. What sound you are hearing? You are not hearing a good sound, bad sound. You are just hearing a sound. What kind of feeling your body is feeling? There's just feeling and nothing else. And then ask the question to yourself. What is the reality of all the things you see, you hear, and you feel it? The object. And answer is again, it's just a projection. All over whatever I see, and tell to yourself, whatever I see is like a water in a desert, because there is a wind, because there is a sand, because I am long, because it's a daylight, because I have a thirst, and I start to see water, river. But in reality, it is just a mirage. It's not a water. So therefore, whatever I am seeing is simply like this. I am projecting on this form. I am projecting good form, bad form, but it's not real. Good sound, bad sound, I am projecting. It's like an echo. It's like a moon in the water. It's like an illusion. It's like a dream. Try to convince yourself. Then ask question to yourself. Where does all this projection, which I project as a red, white, blue, big, small, where does it coming from? And then close your eyes. Tell to yourself, it's coming from my mind. My mind projected it. Then ask question. Where is your mind? Is it in your head? Look in your head. You cannot find a mind in your head because you cannot say this color of mind, this color or this shape of mind. Look in your chest. Look in your stomach. Look on your feet. Or maybe outside your body. You look it like you are scanning your body, You look from up to down, down to up. One line, one, you can go down, particular by particular, if you can. And finally tell to yourself, oh, there's no such kind of mind. Or maybe it is in my heart center. Now you focus on your heart center. Maybe it is there. If it's there, which part, which direction, what color, what shape? How can I find mind when Buddha and Bodhisattva, they look, they could not find anything. How can I find? So therefore, you look in your heart center. Go very deep, like you are like a. Once you penetrate your heart center, like you are in a space, Go deep, in the very dark, like you are entering in the dark hole, like this. Go deep. So I ask the question: what are you seeing there? What do you see there? You are going deep, deep in the dark, like a space, because you see nothing. So go ask the question: what are you seeing? And the answer is that I see nothing. But nothing of what? Usually nothing of table, house, car, people. Therefore you are focalizing, you are trying to look if there's people or not. So until it's there, it's confusion. So therefore you give up everything. Just stay in this nothingness. Okay, you open the eyes. Okay, so within this nothingness, then you can apply this four, what to say, immeasurable practice. Like this. So, and then if okay, so now again we go another one meditation. Okay, so now it is more asanga thing. Okay, so how to go? Again, stay in the silence, or you want it to be break? Okay. Again, breathe 7 times, deeply, profound, slowly, so that all the element, movement, the stress, depress, whatever the physical things, it calm. Close your eyes. And then tell to yourself, like I want happiness and I want to be in a pursuit of happiness. In this sense, every being wants happiness and to be in happiness. In this sense, we are all same. Therefore, I wish that all the mother beings be happy. I really mean it. I wish that all the beings be free from the suffering. I wish and I am very much happy that beings are receiving a lot of happiness and joy. So therefore I am happy for them. For this reason, the entire being deserve my happiness, my love, my kindness. This is the only way. It's like that. Tell to yourself like this. Because I also wish that somebody do like this same to me. So we are same. And then relax in this understanding. Digest it, what you have said. Again, like I don't want any suffering, any pain. No beings want suffering, pain. In this understanding, me and other beings, we are all same. Therefore, I cannot give pain to the beings because I don't want pain on me. For this reason, I wish, I pray that all the beings don't receive any pain and suffering. I really mean it. Relax here. Again, like I have been reborn in this samsara millions of times, billions of times, I'm pretty much sure that the entire being must have been once or twice or many times has been my loving mother that really loves me, cares me, that has sacrificed their life for me. I'm pretty much sure. They are like my present parent, my present mother. They can do anything for me. Therefore, my parent, when these beings are once been my parent for this reason, I wish, I want this being be free from the suffering and the cause of the suffering. This being be happiness and stay in the cause of the happiness. This being receive lot of joy, and I am very happy if they receive the joy, and I really wish they be happy. Feel it. Again, I am very much thankful to my spiritual master what I am now is because of you. And then I want to repay you, my dear master. I want to make you happy. So what can I do for this one? The only thing I can make you very much happy is that if I make the happy of the beings which you love dearly. So for this reason, I want to make entire beings. I don't want to discriminate anything for them. I'm going to give my love and compassion. For this reason, I wish, I pray that all the beings receive without any discrimination, love, joy, and then free from the suffering. Because this is the only way I can please my spiritual master. Again, tell to yourself, yeah, if I want to be happy, if I want to feel very much great, joy, if I want happiness in my heart, the only thing is I need to make happy others, because if my friends, families, brothers, sisters, they are not happy, how can I be happy? It's impossible. Therefore, from now onwards, I wish and I want and I dedicate that everything I do goes for their benefit, because their benefit is ultimately my benefit. So for this reason, from today onwards, I want to make some commitment so that I can do as much as I can for the benefit for the other beings in a very different way, but in their benefit, for my own benefit too. And then you visualize lot of love in your heart. So therefore, you visualize your loving parent telling you good words. Oh, my dear son, how are you? You visualize your children, your pets, dog, cats, your good time with your teacher, your friend, your supporting family. When all are there, you feel great, enjoy. So like that you try to develop in your heart center. Feel great, fortunate of yourself, that you are so lucky that you have everybody to support you. But not only that one, now visualize in the space, in the sky, that all the Buddha, Bodhisattvas, teachers, masters, they are all there smiling towards you, sending you their love, their wish, their dedication in the form of light that you receive in your body, speech and mind. Feel like you are a really lucky person. Now you feel so much joy, and then you start to visualize in front of you a person in the past that you really want to have, that person really need help. For example, if I give my example, I am visualizing a buffalo in India while I was in the bus. That buffalo, one single buffalo is carrying tons of rice on the chariot. This buffalo even can't walk. and it's very much sunny, very warm. The man at the behind is beating the buffalo. Visualize like that. And try to feel, oh, so sorry. And try to imagine what kind of suffering is he having. Try to understand what is buffalo is thinking. So for me, I'm thinking that this buffalo is thinking, oh, I wish that somebody detach me from this chariot. Give me some water, something to eat. It's too warm. Like that you visualize. And then you generate your love in your heart. You look to the focus in your heart center now. And then you breathe out. When you breathe out, with your breath, you visualize all your love, kind, and then generosity, all goes in the form of life. You visualize it is going, 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 going. Now this light, when it touches there, it transforms into like a rainwater for the buffalo. It's like raining. Suddenly the buffalo feels great. It's no longer so warm. He was so happy. Feel like there's a knife that cut the string. Feel like he was free. And then you develop so much love in your heart. You feel, wow, very happy. And then I'm wishing that he gets even more better. Like that. Feel it. Take time. Sense it. Saying, oh, thank you very much. By this buffalo, thank you very much. It's so relief. Oh, I like so much this one. And then you feel better. And then now you breathe in. When you breathe in, bring all his pain and suffering comes in the form of smoke. It's coming towards you in the form of smoke. It enters your nose tail, goes down, reaches the throat, your chest. It goes towards your heart, penetrates the heart. It goes deep inside, where there's ego. They said at the beginning, I don't want to help this person because I was busy and so much like that. And then when it touches there, you try to feel the pain again. Pain of like the cow, buffalo is very much heat. It's there, hungry, looking for water. The man is beating again. And then you feel very sorry, feel empathy, develop compassion. I want to do something more. Feel it, compassion. Again, you generate love because of your family support, Buddha Dharma support. Again, you send love in the form of light when you breathe out, touches this animal. Again, feel like he is feeling so much relief. And you breathe in slowly. You feel so much joy in your heart. Now tell yourself, I'm very happy that he is happy. I'm very happy that the buffalo got the water. It's free. And tell to yourself, I'm going to do more in the future. Like that, feel the joy. And you take a very deep breath in. and relax and stop. Okay. So we are finished. So this is third way of doing. Fourth way of doing is also there, but we don't go. It's too much. Too much is bad to our health. So we stop here, and then so I hope you are happy, and I wish you are happy,
Thank you.
and pray you are happy. That, but this kind of practice which I give is very very useful, really really useful. I don't think it's the idea is to help the entire being. This is the idea. But this practice, when you practice, it helps you so much. I don't know we can help entire being or not. Concept is always there, but now if you practice, it helps you so much to develop yourself, to 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 grow up yourself in a better person, better way of thinking. It's just one day one, but the more you try, the more you can sense it in your own version. Because this is my version. It is not necessary it will fit in you, but you have got steps. Step you need to respect, element you need to respect, but version you can do whatever you want. Because this is not about me, this is about you. So when it is your, when the subject is you, then you have to do something which is benefiting you. So therefore, how you want to adapt in your version, you can do whatever you want. Only you need to respect is the step and the element and some rules. And then with this one, if you do more and more, just now it's just like a dizzy kind of meditation, it happens. If you do more and more, then you start to really feel it. For example, this buffalo, this one, I do all the time because this I had got an experience. I've seen it. I was in a bus and I wanted to get out, but all my friends they want to go, and I was really I can do it, but I did not do it because I did not do enough to stop the bus. Maybe I cannot do it because maybe the man does not listen to me, but still I feel like this is something I always feel kind of like guilty, you know. So this guilty feeling I take advantage in my practice. That whenever I bring this one, it's very strong for me because I know it. I've been there, and you have to bring something like that that you know it and you have been there and you were weak that time. Some kind of guilty, little bit is okay. Not too much guilty, also not good for the health. But you can bring a small guilty and then apply it. You know, if it is your way now, you will do this way. You know, and develop it. Maybe this kind of same situation can happen in the future, and you know what to do it with it. This is how training is all about. So the more you practice, the things is still yet to encounter many in the life. You can get sick. You know how to deal with it with this practice. You know you will have a situation one day you and your parent, you and your children, when the children grow up and they say we don't want to stay in here, we want to go to the girlfriend or boyfriend place, and the parent has little bit difficulty for at the beginning little bit, and then it's okay after that one, but and then when they have their children and this family problem you all know. These are very simple, easiest thing. But there are many stuffs, difficult things. so many could happen, and so many will happen. And then you have to be ready to expect those things, and you have to be ready to challenge to those things, and you have to be ready how to transform those situations into the benefit for all, this kind of thing. But this is what all mind training is all about. Finally, mind training is not about other, it is all about you. Or something like that. So, what is other there? We should be doing some refuge also. We did not do the refuge, but it's okay. Refuge is very simple, You just stay there like this, and you visualize a very perfect place. What is your dream place?
Dream place?
Yeah. Where you want to be?
New Zealand, mountains, beautiful lake.
Okay. Strange, but okay. Okay, what is your dream place? Okay. Yeah, something like that, Everybody has their own dream place. My dream place is, there's two places I would really like to be. My dream place is like, I am high like this, at the mountain top, where I see nothing but me in this space. I don't want river, I don't want other mountain. It's just me here in this space. This is my dream place. Or in either near the beach. It's just me, ocean in this space. But this I can have anywhere. This is a perfect place where for me I would love to do meditate, because when you have big space, your mind also is open, and your visualization or whatever practice is acceptable. When you are in a cover like that, psychological, sometimes it will give you some difficulties of how is it possible that big kind of giant 5-branch tree is in this small, and then you get confusion within this one. So like that, when you practice refuge, then sit down, silence is always very important, silence, and then you visualize these 5 beautiful branch, and then you visualize the entire object of your refuge, and then within this refuge, then if you can go all this detail which I talked, but if you cannot, you does not need to go those things. You just look, and recite this line, and after a time, you does not need to look there. You just feel the presence, and then the purpose, presence and the purpose. Purpose is that I am doing this to become a very simplicity, humble. For whom? For the entire beings. Therefore, there is a right, your fathers and families, mothers and families, the beings, your enemies, all are like that. Taking refuge. You are not alone taking refuge, the entire being. Just simply that much. That's also enough. And you can go on with this idea days and days and days, months and months and months. The detailed visualization like chakra and all like that does not necessarily need to go. Okay, this you can go in the career later, but here is more like a presence. And then psychologically, through my experience, I am saying when you practice refuge based on the presence, it's more effective than you see things. Because if you don't feel the presence, then it becomes like a Guru Rinpoche is here all the time. But we all know Guru Rinpoche is not here. Right? Or you are in doubt. Of course. real Guru Rinpoche is there here, you will be very much respecting, very much different way of reaction will be there. If real Guru Rinpoche is here. But it's not real, we all know it, but therefore we make a little bit at the beginning like that, but sometimes we forget, That means we don't feel the presence. So therefore, Guru Rinpoche here or not is important. The most important is, do you feel the presence of him? That's important. So therefore, the more you recite the refuge, you feel the presence. The more you feel the presence, you feel more what? The three things you need to feel. What is the three things? Again, I'm going to ask you. What's the three things you need to feel? You know it.
I forgot.
I shout for two. Day before yesterday, today. You have to give me a little bit credit for it. Three things: wisdom. What you look in them, you look wisdom. You look what? Compassion and their kindness, and then their technique, their method of how to bring me into enlightened, into how he will show me the path, the way method that is suitable for me. These three things I look in Guru Rinpoche, I look in my teacher, and you should look in Guru Rinpoche, you should look in your teacher that way. These three things. Rest is not important. Rest, if you look in the rest, is more attractive. Then you will fall in love, emotionally attachment, attractive can be there. So therefore, rest is not important. The only important is wisdom, loving kindness and compassion, and the method. These three. And then you need to be inspired by this. And that's the main reason I take refuge. Okay? And then once you receive these three things, and as a consequence of receiving these things, we say consequence? Result. As a result of receiving these three, then you become more humble, simple, generous, passionate, diligent, very much concentrate not in a very much like a Zen type of concentrate, but you are really like easygoing concentrate. Nothing is not distracting to you. This you should become. So like that, when you practice refuge, try to apply more and more. These are all key I am giving you, and now it is up to you how you want to use your version on it. Because these are all, we call it mind training. Ngunro is completely mind training. Mind training is up to you. How you want, you can go it. This doesn't have a really much rules. But after mind training, when you start Guru Yoga, then you have to follow the rules. Very strict rules. Kerim, you have to follow the rules. If you don't follow, you can go crazy. And you don't want to get crazy. Like that. Okay? So, anyway, I wish you good luck, successful life, happiness, and I also wish the long life of Khenpo Rinpoche and then all the entire Buddhist master in general, and then may the Dharma spread all over, and then it benefits not only you, then from through you, many people can benefit. This kind of attitude. What others need to have, like that. Okay, thank you very much. No question, okay? We don't ask questions. We finish because I will have to go. I have to go to Brussels now.
Page 36. Chanam diye tam Ramche Zefaye Tatne Nyempe Drana Ganjesi Gekana Si Palon Tropaye Chepe Sole Drowa Drowa Sho Pede Dame Namba Tawala Keche Samya Lota Mikyeshi Chize Lepa Tome Megeki Name Jina Chana Jupa Sho Kyewa Kentu Yanda Lamata Deme Sheke Pela Lanchene Satanan Kye Yente Razone Doje Shanki Kopa Nyoto Sho. Page 42. Chancho Chancho Rinpoche Magye Pana Yoshi Yepa Nyapa Mepaya Kone Kondo Pewa Sho Tuni Tawa Rinpoche Magye Pana Yoshi Yepa Nyapa Mepaya Kone Kondo Pewa Sho Kunchon Doche Chanche Menchene Duche Zame Lama Yencheki Rove Tendo Menang Kantapa Teda Tamshi Zaki Dropa Sho. Page 49. Kenke Yeshe Chuku Gesala Veshe Techo Chopa Chempulam Mabe Rundro Gege Zerazru Guru Yabyum Jesu Nedroto Rijin Jambo Dragna Limpa Yidrebe Gona Namka Yatsola Showa Deso Kutse Kakyajo Rodro Kove Nene Drempaju Duji Jitu Drepa Jingilo. 76. Kari Rave Kove Shinkan Sho Pentan Deva Male Jungwene Sene Jivan Tenjen Gyatsoye Shape Site Badu Ten Yoshi Kari Rave Kove Shinkan Sho Pentan Deva Male Jungwene Sene Jivan Tenjen Gyatsoye Shape Site Badu Ten Yoshi Kari Rave Kove Shinkan Sho Pentan Deva Mali Jungwene Chele Jivan Tenjen Gyatsoye Shape Site Badu Ten Yoshi Lama Kukang Sangwa Sowade Shotu Kutse Ringwa Sowade Trinle Dachen Yepa Sowade Lama Dandrewa Meba Jingye Labdu So. I pray that the Lama's health be excellent. May the Lama's life be most long. May his enlightened activities flourish and spread. May I never be separate from him. May he always bless me. Ik bid dat de Lama's gezondheid uitstekend zal zijn. Mogen de Lama's leven lang zijn. Mogen zijn verlichte activiteiten bloeien en verspreiden. Mogen ik nooit van hem gescheiden zijn en mogen hij mij altijd zegenen. Completely in the front. Nandra Kritsum Nana Chukun Kuta Yeshara Bajam Lepa Satswana Jacham Penyami Yemetu Kiti Kiroshisho Keva Kintu Yanta Lama Chandra Cheki Pela Lanche Satanam Kiriyate Ratsuni Toje Shaki Kopanyu Toshu Om Shata Samaya Manupalaya Shata Tinapa Shata Vinava Sudokaya Meva Subokaya Meva Anurata Meva Savasiti Mepaya Savakama Sutsami Kidam Sriyan Kuruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Savatata Kataben Sabame Musaben Sivavama Samaya Sato Okay, Bola. I would really like to thank you very much for this very inspiring weekend. Just like last time, it's really nice. And for combining your very extensive knowledge, the philosophical part with really the practical, like your own experience and helping us, like really very lowly people, Western people without any experience to maybe feel a little bit of what it is you're trying to teach us. So thank you so much, really, and please, we pray for your long life, please, and come back also, please, because we have so much more to learn from you.
Yeah, it was very much, what to say, it was honor for me, for you to invite me here, and then This is what also I talked with Nangkor Rinpoche,
Mhm.
and he was very much happy that I come here, and I'm very happy that that I came here because you are a very good practitioners, and then it was very nice to hear what do you say, the practice, the melody. This is so beautiful to hear, and then I wish a good practice and then more develop in the future that can benefit all the not only Amsterdam but all in people, you know.
Okay. Thank you very much. This is from Sandra. This is from me. People want to offer katak. This is a good moment. And if they want to have some offering, and there's envelopes.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, Boddhicitta. Begi apa jangan berena? Begi apa jangan ni? Dia tangi. I'm saying it's a good news for you. I'm going to send you a book.
Oh, okay. Oh, very nice. Yes, yes. Yeah, okay. I'll wait for it.
What's your name?
Lina.
You're a friend of her, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, good luck, huh? What's your name? Came on Narbo. It's not first time, huh? You came only last time, no?
This is my first time we met.
Okay. Came on Narbo. Okay.
Thank you very much.
So how are you now?
Good. Happy.
So next time when I come, I will be tall, huh?
Yes.
If I'm not going to tall, I'm going to become tall,
Yeah.
then I'm going to drag you to the court, huh?
And you give him wrong peanut butter. Wrong
And
peanut
then if I
butter.
become short,
Yes.
then you will be, you are already guaranteed, you know.
Yes. But you can always sit on my shoulder if you like.
That's
Yes. And if you want to see the space view and you can.
Thank you
Thank you very much. Take care, huh?
You too.
Thank you very much and take care. तपाईँको त्यो फोन नम्बर कसो छ? राखेको हुन्छ होला?
हुन्छ है, म दिन्छु त।
Okay, so thank you very much. Okay, so now you stay here or you go?
No, we stay.
Now all the time here. Now no longer Nepal. Only if you go in holiday. Yeah, sure.
Thank you very much. Sorry, because no answer on your question. I forgot to write it.
I know you have many questions. You have many questions, huh? You can ask questions. It doesn't matter. I like the question.
I mean, when you gave my the question to me, I did not know the answer. It is not because of your teaching, but because of I'm the cup, you know. It's just I forget it. I always forget.
But now you know it, huh?
I try to remember.
What is the three things?
Wisdom, compassion, and method.
You got it. Next time when I come, you will remember this one. You will forget everything, but these three you will not forget now.
Khenpo, it's another question, but sometimes they also say instead of method power, because I heard once a teaching and I thought.
Usually it is called nipa. Nipa means power, but power can be translated like a powerful. But this is not a power. Power means somebody who know how to hold you up. But it is not about muscles thing.
No.
So therefore it is more about method. Best method who knows how to hold it. So therefore a teacher are very much powerful because they have a good method, technique, and then they understand you. That's the idea. So therefore if I follow this great master, then I follow because he has something that that can somehow bring me up. You know, even I make a mistake, he knows. Like there's a story between the King Ajata Shastra. You know this one?
I don't think.
When King Ajata Shastra killed his father Bhimsara. Okay? You can sit down, I'll tell you, okay? You can stay there. So Bhimsara, when he has his son Prince Ajata Shastra, his son said, according to astrology, said, this son will give you a very much difficulties in your life. When the son becomes the Ajatashattra, when he become an adult, he become a king, and he throw away his father in the prison, and he very much strictly tell to his mother that she cannot even go there. And then father was very much sad, you know. And then one day, because he want to kill the father, but it cannot. And then one day, the son sent a barber, you know. And then the father thought, oh, he come to shape this one and then the hair so that he can become a monk. But he sent his barber to kill him. So the barber cut his father's finger, all like that, and he was killed. And then after he was killed, and this news went everywhere, and the king feels so guilty of why he killed his father. And then he was so sad. And then he becomes so depressed, and he cannot run the country. And then he was so sad and depressed, guilty, and he sent a letter to Buddha that if Buddha can help him. You know? Now, if Buddha come there, and what he will do, he'll make a big offering, and he say, I'm very sorry, I've done this one, and it's done, obviously. But Buddha knew that one. So Buddha did not go there. So Buddha said, Manjushri. You know Manjushri, the Bodhisattva of Manjushri. He sent Manjushri to see the king Ajatashattra. And then when Manjushri is very intelligent. When he reached there, Manjushri said, oh, what did you do? And he said, oh, I killed my father. He said like a king, I killed my father. I'm a little bit depressed. I'm feeling guilty. And Manjushri said, what? Did you kill your father? You say once more, what did you say? I killed my father. What? This is a very terrible. Manjushri said, you are going to hell. There's nobody can stop you. The hell, which you call it the Narmet, the deepest hell. You are going there. You will never come back. When Manjushri said this one, then the king was so terrified. What did I do? Manjushri, now nobody can save you. It's so sad. I'm very sorry that you have done this one. So then the king started to cry. And king said, I'm so sorry of what I've done. Very much sorry. What should I do? So much cry. He cried like almost 1 week in front of Manjushri. And finally Manjushri said, now it's done. I'm going back. And the king said, what about my going to hell? Manjushri said, now you are no longer going to hell. Because if Buddha came at the beginning, and if I came at the beginning and I said it's okay, then you will never feel it about what we have done wrong. But after so many, when I terrified you, you felt that one, you really feel guilty of what you have done, and you are really sorry for that one, and that time you mean it. At the beginning he was rich. He can just offer money and everything. This is what rich people does. You know? So therefore Manjushri, that's called the method that Manjushri apply to him, how to bring, how to make him not to go to hell, but at the same time, how he feels sorry and really feel it, and of what wrong he has done it. And then only this King Ajatashattra change. For this reason, what he has done is he, Vulture Peak Mountain in India, where the Buddha Shakyamuni has given the what?
Miracle.
Prajna Paramita. Where he given this. Just below there, there is a place you can see a big hole. That is, he tried to drag the Manjushri on his chariot to say, "I'm very sorry," without a horse, by himself, because he was so sorry. That way, Manjushri treated him, and then suddenly he was very felt it. So once you felt it, then you can purify it. It goes. If you don't feel it, you can just say. You can say, "I'm very sorry." You can do some Vajrasattva mantra. It will not purify it. So this is what we call a method. Right way, in the right time. He used the technique, and he brought this king into a normal person. Otherwise, this king will never be free from his guilt, and he will die that way. This is what we call it